program. Today is Monday, January 11, and we have our beautiful special guest today. Her name is Alheli
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Yes, I got her name right.
Yes, very well pronounced.
Well, thank you for joining us, joining Sarah and me. And we can't wait to hear your story. So, and before I do that, let me go back in and start recording.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
That would be
Sarah,
nice.
that's your job. So supposed to remind me. But anyhow, I'm glad I remember, and it's going to be a great conversation. So I can't wait to hear your story. So we're going to start our conversation with Miss Beautiful Sarah M. And Sarah, can you help me introduce who you are and why we started this program 9 months ago?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, our viewer have been with us 9 months. Thank you for our faithful viewer. I'm so glad to be back again today. First week of the second week.
Second working week,
January.
yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, without delaying, let me introduce myself. Well, the reason why we have this platform is that Lee and I we met briefly and we did not have this plan. But when situation come up, when the COVID lock us in the house, we realized that we can do something to help our community, considering our background that we have struggled. So that's why we are here, because when we have an experience, we can use our own experience to help somebody else. That's why we are here. So without any further delay, I'm Sarah M. I was born in Cambodia and grew up there. And when I reached the age of college education, I I was attending college, and guess what? Some horrible thing happened to Cambodia during those time. I would never expect that. The communists took over our country, and they shut down everything. So we were in a real pandemic, a horrible pandemic for 4 long years, and they turned our life and our country upside down. I struggled through the system. I struggled with disease, with starvation, and all that. I don't want to bore you with all the horrible things, but I want to give you the good news. I survived. Although I struggled, but I make it through. I found my victory. That means I'm still alive.
Yeah.
So finally, I was able to get out from the country, and that's why I'm here. Found my way to United States and never looked back. I'm so grateful to this country, so grateful to all the people that helped me at the beginning of my new life here. So it's time for me to give back whatever I can. So that's all I want to say, Lee.
Well, thank you. Sarah had wrote her story in the book, and it's on her website. It's called sarahm.com. And you can purchase her book and read more about her story. Now, why Sarah was fighting in the jungle in 1979, my family and I are floating in the derelict wooden boat out in the ocean in the South China Sea. That little speck of tiny boats is floating in the vast amount of water, and we didn't know where to go, what to do, how we're going to survive, or how we're going to get to land. We encountered 4-time pirates, and but we were willing to take that risk, just like Sarah, willing to go through the jungle and willing to step on any mine. It's just to find freedom. And that's how desperate we were in the situation at the point that we just couldn't take we rather have death than have no freedom. And that's why we are looking for the beginnings in our life journey coming to America. And for me and for her, I think too, it's about 40 years ago. So it has been a long time journey, but every day is a new beginning for us. Every day is a new beginning for me, because I know that I can always make that new beginning if my old life that don't serve me or don't fit with my passion, I am willing to step out to create a new beginnings. We are no bound to our past. Our past is our history. So we can look back, but we don't want to be there. We want to move forward. And this platform is more or less when I met Sarah and we were confined at home, and I thought of a way that how can we reach out to people out there. And luckily, I called Sarah up and she willingly jumped onto my boat, and I invite her. I said that, come on with me, because sometimes when you feel stronger, when you have a force, a team together. And I know that I will slack off if I'm being on here by myself. And if I have another anchor, another accountability partner, I will be staying on. And together we have been staying on this program for 9 months, and something to be proud of. And we're not just talking about our story, even though our story is significant. I too wrote a book and have it on my TEDx. It's all on my website, leetran.com, if you are curious about who I am. But the platform is also to shine spotlights on many people who have been through a lot of tragic moments in their times, and they were able to willing to step out of that and form another new beginnings for them. And that's what we want to share, because together we can share our story, learn from each other, and encouraging each other how we can get out of our horrible past. You know, every day should be a better day than yesterday. And today we would like to have Alheli to share with us her personal story, if she so choose, and what kind of new beginning she set for herself. Did she start it out with her healing hands? Did she know that her hand could be healing a lot of other people? Her guidance, her coaching could help a lot of people, or she stumbled upon her tragedy and her past, that she decided she can begin her beginning. And once she started and founded a strong foundation, and then she can help other people. So we would like to hear your story, Alheli, if you don't mind sharing with us.
Well, first of all, thank you, girls, for having me here. I feel really blessed to meet you and share whatever I have learned with whatever is listening, whoever is listening. Well, I think that all of us, we come from a story. All of us, we have a story, and our families have a story. So we are the story of the story of the story, right?
Yeah.
So then, obviously, I have my own story, and my own story, well, is like when you grow up with low self-esteem, no, like you don't feel a lot of love around you, especially when your family or one of the members of your family is too strict, no, especially my mom in that time was very strict, and she had her issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you start growing with some emotional and mental problems, right? Emotional struggles.
Yeah.
But then it's like you grow up, or I grew up feeling I was always a happy girl, but then arrive some things and you start becoming like, I don't like this, I don't like that, and a lot of negativity, right? So then negativity is common in my family, right? Because of the experiences that they had, they became like bitter people, no? And for them everything was bad, and God doesn't love us, etc., right? But then in one moment of my life, after complaining and complaining all the time, obviously also your body complains, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then only in my case was like my thyroid was having some issues and they wanted to operate and etc., and I said no, because there was something bigger than my knowledge about anything that said no, that is not the answer. It's that inner voice that we almost never listen, or we don't pay a lot of attention. So then I started like a journey saying, I know that I can heal, because maybe they can give me all the drugs, they can give me whatever they want, but is in myself, the answer is not the answer, no? Because you can remove the organ, you can remove whatever you want, but if you don't know the origin of what created that organ to start getting crazy or messed up, then you don't understand the point, because your organs, they just don't get sick or in disorder because it's common. They get in disorder because we help them to get in disorder, right? So then our bodies are made to find balance. That's why they have this homeostasis state or condition in which is normal for the body to be in balance. And whatever is bad or sick, the body knows how to heal. So then I started a process in which I started Reiki and magnetic therapy, and I started to find all those emotional conditions that were damaging my body, right? So then I also found angelic Reiki. I found in Spanish is called bio-neuroemoción. That is how you can heal your body, understanding your emotions and your thoughts. So then I started obviously healing myself, trying to be that happy girl that I used to be, no? And then finding myself again, right? So then in that process, I knew after many, many years, because I started the healing process when I was 25, I am almost 40 years old. So then 4 years ago, I understood that part of what I wanted to do in this life was to share, because at the end, I understand now that all of us, we are the story of a story. And when we understand where we come from is when we can heal better, because at the end, we are not our families, we are not their memories, we are not their traumas. We can free ourselves from that information and, like you said, create every day our lives. So then we are free. That's why we have the power of the creator, no? That's why we have the power of God, because we can create. No, we have that power. So then I believe that every person that we know has this power, and we are not limited. Totally the opposite. We have lots of possibilities, and everybody can heal from whatever they are experiencing.
And honestly, I can say that it's very rare that you ask people and they would say, I have a happy life without any resentments or any anger in my life. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
We all have family baggages. We all have family that that sometimes we blame for making who we are. But I mean, if, like you said, when we look back, that's just part of how they make who we are, because you know, they can make mistake, but we are not the mistake.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, or yes, it's like our parents, right? I can say, well, it's because my mother, she had her problems in that time, and obviously
Right.
she did whatever she could do, right? But I cannot blame my mom, because at the end she did what she knew was best for me, right? So then I can only understand that in her condition or in her consciousness, that was the best.
Yeah.
And I cannot criticize her, right?
Right.
Obviously, little by little, through the years, she started to heal also her emotions. But at the end, I understand also that when you heal yourself unconditionally, the people around you start feeling that, and also they heal. So
Yeah.
this is the wonderful thing, right? That when you heal without expecting the other to heal, they start changing too, because they feel your vibration. And there are people that maybe they continue in the same way. I don't know, but at the end, the things that we do for ourselves unconditionally, they have really nice results. And like you say, it's not blaming. No, I think that we should
Right.
stop blaming or feeling like victims, because we are not victims of anything, right? We can see and learn from our experiences. And if we take
Absolutely.
all of our experiences as blessings, and we try to find what is behind those difficult things, it's like you and Sarah, right? If you stay in that, oh, poor us, because we were like this and suffering, you will never be happy in this life, right? So then victimism just leads you to unhappiness and being a prisoner, right? Really, when we are
Exactly. You
when we
take
are
the word out of my mouth. You take the word out of my mouth. It's almost like you're putting yourself in your own prison,
exactly,
because
because mhm,
we a lot of time I think we didn't understand our parents.
yeah,
And for me, I think aging is the one thing that we can all agree that when we're aging, somehow that wisdom start to prosper, and we can start understand more than who we are, because we put ourselves last and we put other people and understand them. Once you understand them, you unleash that, you release that anger and that power. For me, I was like, you know what? There's a lot of things that my parents didn't done right, but there's a lot of things they done right.
yeah,
They sacrifice everything for us, and they give us the opportunity that they didn't have, so we can think differently. Why are we don't have to think like them, because we have the opportunity to move further than they had. You know, my parents never really got up to over fifth grade. I mean, my dad was only third grade and my mom is fifth grade. And
yeah,
why are we get upset with somebody who gave us so much? And, you know, they have very little opportunities. So for me to release that energy, that's, I think you call it healing. For me, I feel that to understand is to love. You can't love unless you understand. And
that's
I think, you
correct.
know,
Yeah, that's correct, because that's why there is like the unconditional love, and the
mhm,
unconditional love is when you don't try to change people or
right,
modify the things, you try to understand, and from that understanding you can learn and you can improve. So
right,
then at the end, all of, like you said, all of us, we have a story, we have our parents, but we are not prisoners, right? So
right.
then I think that all the negativity and all our fears, no, especially with in these times that fear is like the top of the
It
feelings
is.
of a lot of people. I said, if we feed fear, fear gets stronger.
Hmm.
So then that's why, remember that where we place our attention, we place our energy. So then if all my attention is on fear, then fear is getting stronger, right? But if
Right.
if it's very different when I say I feel fear right now, and then I ask myself, why do I feel fear? Well, I feel fear because I don't know, I fear that my dog dies, right? When I recognize and I said, okay, what would happen if my dog dies? I will feel sad.
Hmm.
I will feel empty. So then when we can name and put like a word to our emotions, they lose their power because they are not longer hiding from us,
Right.
right? It's like instead of hiding a monster, I am saying, hey, let's talk. So then this monster starts being smaller, and then my fear, I can recognize I feel afraid, but then it's not a monster behind me and getting bigger every day because I ignore him, right? So then our emotions are not to be ignored, are to be recognized, understood, and then I can decide how I want to feel.
Right. So when
Mm.
did you get reset those feelings? When did you start to saying, I am just gonna walk away from all those bad feeling, fear feeling? When did you start doing that, and how did you take that energy to help your clients?
Well, obviously, what happened is that when you touch the rock bottom, right? Everybody has their own rock bottom, right? I
Yeah.
touched mine. So then, obviously, one of the parts is that I had a lot of suicidal thoughts. But
Okay.
then, yes, in one moment you said, okay, I think that this is not going right. So
Hmm.
then, is when you touch that rock bottom, you said, I need to do something. And every person has a rhythm. Every person has like their own way to heal. Some people maybe can heal in a year. Some people, it took me a lot of years to heal because like a lot of the people that I have worked with, we are not constant with ourselves.
Yeah.
No, we are like first the TV, second the phone, third I don't know what, but I am the last. So then as far as we continue living ourselves in the last part of our list,
Hmm.
it will take long, or maybe not in this life, right? So then I think that that's why being selfish is when you don't think about yourself, right? So then when you think about yourself, you are not just healing yourself, you are healing your world. So then if we can give us time to ourselves every day, then our healing process is better, right? So well, in my case, I touched or I hit rock bottom, and then I started applying certain techniques. I took a lot of therapies. Obviously, I use Reiki, I use angelic Reiki, I use magnets, and I started to ask myself more and more questions. And I decided to forgive myself, to forgive my family, to forgive my past. And the most important thing is feel grateful for everything, even for the worst things that I have done or that I have experienced. I feel grateful because every single thing has taught me how I can improve myself. So then that is what I share with people, because I have heard so many stories from the people that I have worked with, that you are like, wow, there are all kinds of stories, but at the end, behind every story, there is a point of sadness, there is a point of pain. Every story is, at the end, is the same, is sadness or pain or being hurt or feeling abandoned or etc. So then when people can understand that the anger, for example, is a shield that is covering a sadness, then they can say, oh, okay, I need to touch more my sadness because I try to cover with anger, right?
Somebody's fixing the kitchen back there.
Yeah, they are repairing one part in my house. I'm sorry.
I was like,
yes,
things are banging.
It's true. Yes, it's true. So, then
can you do the Reiki on them? I like to, I know, yeah, right. So I have some experience with Reiki. One of my very, very dear friends, when we were still working together, she unfortunately had passed away, but she has studied Reiki and she had tried it on me. And I'm telling you, I felt the energy that when she lays her hand around me for certain special like requests that I had for her. And I don't know what it is, but I felt the warm energy that is coming out from her hands.
From her
So
hands.
would you explain to our audience what is Reiki and how do you
Reiki,
use that?
Yeah, of course, Reiki is energy work, so then what you do essentially is that you learn how to use your own energy with somebody else in order to heal. Obviously, this energy is not, or the intention only is to help another person find their own balance. It's not that I will impose whatever I want on you, because that is not my job. My job is to say, I know what love is and I share it with you. If you are on my table, it's because you are open to receive it, right? So then that's it. I just said, be open to receive the love, but the love of the creation, no? Is the love that you are made of and I am made of. So then at the end, the idea is that what we share with our hands is like when you feel like the flu and they rub you this, I don't know what is the name, Bipaporru, right? So then why people feel better? Because they have the contact of the love of a person. So, okay, the product works, but for a person has more value this contact, right? That they touch you with all this love, wishing you well, and maybe the mother is praying, or the father is praying, or the friend is praying for you, and this is what happens with Reiki. Reiki is I share my love energy with you in order that you find your own balance, right? So then you feel warm because love is that warmth that you feel, right? Love is not cold. Love is warm. Love protects you and covers you. So then that's why Reiki is like this. And angelic Reiki, well, is with angels, but at the end is the same thing, only that when you use angelic Reiki, you don't follow like a pattern of I put my hands here, there. The angels, they use your hands as they want, no? So then you are like the way in which they reorganize and balance the energy of the person. But at the end, the only energy that we use in Reiki is the energy of love.
Yeah.
Have
you ever tried Reiki, Sarah?
No.
Well, you can. Now you can.
Alheli, are you in Tampa area too?
I am in Clearwater.
All right, you're gonna have to give Sarah a treatment someday.
Yes,
But
it's
what
really
I
nice.
understand is, from what I understand is, you know, I mean, in the space that we live in, and people call it universe, right? We have all type of vibe, all type of positive and negative energies, and what Reiki is tapping onto that positive energies, that love energy, and channel into the space you live or the being that you are. And I think, you know, with anything, the mind is very, very powerful. If you put things in the mind and you would call for those vibes, um, just like every day, you know, you think you're right or you're not right, or you think you're going to fall, you're going to be right either way. So I think the beautiful of the Reiki is actually you putting your energy and my energy together, and together
Exactly.
we get
It's
that.
stronger. It's stronger. Yes, it's true. So like you said, everything is energy, only that some things and vibration. So then some things vibrate in a higher frequency than others. But at the end, if you mix the energy of love with the frequency and the vibration of love, well, you have a very nice thing, right? So then at the end, the thing, or what happens in one session here, especially talking about Reiki, is that the person recognizes and reconnects, right? Because we are this spirit, we are this mind, and we are this body, right? So then in this life experience that we have is what we are having right now. So then in a Reiki session, it's important to align those three elements, because when they are aligned, they are in balance, and you can experience that sense of peace, right?
Yeah.
A lot of, or the people that have experienced these things is what they say, I feel peace. I feel that I am like in this center. No, I am in my center.
Yeah.
So then the idea is that you can keep that center every day. And that's why I normally give exercises or meditation or etc., because it's the only way that you are going to align yourself again with your inner wisdom, no, with that energy of love. So then
So is the holistic therapy involved in I know it's not a massage, or I mean, does it involve body, like touching, like, you know, you're going through a massage session, or no, or you just pretty much sit a distance from each other and then you just channel out those energy?
Yeah, or normally is that, well, the person is on a massage bed, and then starts the Reiki, and I place magnets. The magnets are like, imagine that when you have an acupuncture session, magnets have a similar function like acupuncture, only that you don't feel the needles, right? But at the end, what magnets do is that they try to find harmony in your own electromagnetic field, right? So then when you place the magnets, what they do is that they try to find that harmony in your own, or the balance in your electromagnetic field. So then that is what happens. So then I am doing Reiki, and they have the magnets. And also what I try to do, or what I like to do, is that they say, I ask them, how do you feel today? Well, I feel, or I have been feeling very stressed. Okay, so then let's try to feel something different. How would you like to feel instead of feeling stressed? Well, I would like to feel more relaxed. Okay, let's try to remember how you feel when you relax. Do you remember? Yes, I can remember. Okay, so then it's a process, right? Every person, if you are, like you said in the beginning, if you are experiencing something that you don't like, is really incoherent that you continue feeling it, right? So then it's like, okay, I am experiencing this. What can I do to feel better? Right? Because it's like one friend used to say that we have like a radar. Okay, so then if what I am doing, thinking and feeling, I don't feel good or I don't like, then it's not good for me. But if what I am doing, thinking and feeling, I feel well, is because it's right for me. It's very easy. So the only thing is that we recognize, I am doing this. I am thinking this. I don't like it. What can I do to change? What can I do to improve? So that is like
So
the
if
question
people
that we should
have,
ask.
I mean, I'm saying that if people have sadness, mental things that they couldn't get rid of, or their body actually injured, wounded somewhere. So they can seek out to you to help them heal faster for whatever the method that you're using.
Yeah, what is always very important for any person that is having, for example, a disease, maybe sounds really crazy, but the first thing is to say thank you, because I know that this experience is going to teach me something, even if it's a cancer or if it's like whatever you want, because at the end, when we can say thank you, when even it's a terrible experience, is when the teaching comes, right? Because I say, okay, I can thank life because I know that from this experience I can learn, I can improve. And maybe your body will not have the time to heal, I don't know, but as long as you heal your heart and your mind, if the body cannot do it, you are free. Exactly. The important thing is that you feel that healing. Sometimes bodies are too affected and they cannot repair, but sometimes even if they are really affected, they repair, right? So then I think that, and one thing that I would like to share is that don't buy ideas that you don't like. Yes, for example, yes,
you're
don't
gonna
buy
resent
them.
it later. You pay and
No.
then you're gonna resent it later.
Exactly, don't buy them, because if somebody tells you you have 4 months to live and you really get this idea, you will have 4 months to live.
Right.
Yes, so then
I believe it.
It's very important that you say, do I want to really believe that I have 4 months to live? No. So then do other thing, because you don't need to buy these kind of ideas from anybody. Nobody has the right to tell you what to do or how much you will live or etc.
And I think even if you're not sick, if you're seeking for happiness, this is the beginning of the year. 2021 will be a happy year if you make it a happy year.
Exactly.
If it will be healthy if you make it healthy. So the choice is yours. Our subconscious is the most powerful thing in our entire body, because it will do exactly what we tell it.
Exactly. Yes, it's true.
And if you want to,
and our
if
bodies
people want to
always
find
respond.
you, how do they find you?
Well, you can buy me. You can find me.
You can buy a Lila. How much?
Sorry. You can find me on Facebook. It's Alheli Healing Hands, or the page that is Healing Hands. And also, if you want to send me a text message, my phone number is 727-560-6900, or you can send me an email also, that is a.sanchez@gmail.com. Sorry, it's asanchez.healinghands@gmail.com. And well,
and you are in Tampa area.
I am in Clearwater, so I am near
in Clearwater. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little secret here. The last couple guests, they have offered something because they're authors. So they offer a drawing for their book. I'm just saying it. You don't have to offer anything, but the views on those videos will skyrocket. So if you have anything that you want to attract more viewers, feel free to offer anything that you can send them, or I don't know if you have books or you have lessons or you have courses. I mean, if you want to make an offer, we are not going to say no.
Well, that sounds great. Normally the first